coin toss gets the option. They can choose what they're going to do or defer the decision to start the second half. So basically, what happens is you could say, no, we're going to get the ball at the half. Okay. Or you could say, no, we'll take the ball now. Well, the Cowboys won the toss, but instead of saying defer, like you're supposed to, quarterback Dak Prescott said that they wanted to kick, which in essence means the same thing. However, as my man Jamie Foxx would say, that's not what you're supposed to say. So you're going to confuse the officials. So, but saying kick, again, it's the same thing. So the refs were going to let that happen, even though Dak said he was supposed to say defer after he said kick. But basically everything got situated. Everything was fine and good to go. So anyway, it just would have been really bad. And, you know, considering I'm a Steeler fan and it's happened before to my man Jerome Bettis, I would have really have hated to see it happen to somebody else. Now, somebody texted me a little bit ago, and if you want to chime in, you can always go to Twitter, hit me up at Twitter, at SportsGuyMike. You can hit us up right here on Facebook. I can see all your comments. We can even post them up here on our page while the little ticker goes across the bottom. And the Patriot thing is really, really weird because now the tape is out and a lot of things. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, footage of the Cincinnati Bengals sideline shot from the freelance photographers that were hired by the Patriots, which promoted an NFL investigation, was aired Sunday by Fox Sports. Of course, Jay Glazer had his fingers all over this thing. Here's the thing. In the video, which appeared to be shot by Bengal security, a member of the team's security is heard questioning a Patriots employee as the camera shows a tight shot of the Bengals sideline. Now, the Patriots acknowledged their production crew inappropriately filmed the field and sidelines during the Bengals' December 8th game against the Browns. They accepted full responsibility, as we all know. Here's the rub. We still don't have anything yet. There still hasn't been any punishment levied, which is really bizarre because a lot of people thought that this was going to be over and done with by Friday, but yet here we are Monday morning and we still don't have anything. Basically, you can hear the guy saying things like, oh, don't worry about it, I can delete it. And the other guy's like, the security guy's like, dude, the damage has been done. It's too late. So I guess the biggest question, and you can always chime in, give us a call or text us 719-888-9985. Are they going to actually punish them maybe the way that they deserve to be punished? Now, let me rephrase that because a lot of people are going to give me crap about this. But I'm going to tell you this. From the bottom of my heart, this has nothing to do with how much I dislike the New England Patriots. Nothing at all. What I dislike is that it's good for others, but not good for the New England Patriots. Sean Payton was suspended for a year, was made an example of by Roger Goodell and the league. A year suspended. He said almost the exact same words that Bill Belichick has said numerous times. Me and my staff have had no idea what was going on and what was going down. We had no idea. These are freelance guys. At what point is Roger Goodell and the rest of the league going to hold Bill Belichick accountable other than fining him $500,000, which they did last time, which they've done before? I think it's got to get a little bit more serious than this. Some people have said things like draft picks. Okay. Woody Page, our own Woody Page right here in Colorado Springs, even though he likes to say he writes out of Denver, even though we know he writes for the Gazette. Woody Page thinks that they need to go ahead, and some other people have said this too, that they need to just go ahead and take away all their draft picks for 2020. I'll tell you what I think. I think that the team needs to be fined. $500,000 is fine. I think Belichick needs to not be fined. I think he needs to be suspended. I think he needs to be taken away from the team, as was Sean Payton. You cannot tell me that you don't know what goes on with your staff. Sorry. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a minute. I don't think any of it has any validity. I think it's just Bill Belichick being Bill Belichick and plausible deniability. These guys were, they were sent out to do a job, and then when they got caught, they're cut loose. That's what I think happened. Could I be right? Sure. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. I don't know. But at the end of the day, these guys have to be accountable more than just some fines. Some swift punishments need to be dealt out. And I think people need to be pushed aside. I think people need to not lose their job, but you need to go away for a little while. And I think if this doesn't go down with Bill Belichick and he just gets fined again, more people around the league are going to be up in arms. The media is going to freaking tear it to shreds. I guarantee you that. But at some point, something's got to get done on a much bigger scale than just a simple old fine. Just, in my opinion, again, I could be wrong. A lot of people think that they're just going to get a fine and maybe some draft picks taken away. But at the end of the day, I really think that it's just there has to be more. How can these guys? After so many times when you tell a dog, don't pee there, don't pee on the carpet, or you smack a dog's snout because he eats out of the trash, eventually he's going to stop eating out of the trash. The problem with the Patriots are you keep smacking them, and they just keep doing it. This is what, the fourth instant now? I don't get it. It's becoming commonplace for these guys. Is this what motivates them to win? Oh, it's got to be a scandal. As long as there's a scandal, we can win. Do they need extra motivation? I'm not quite sure. 719-888-9985 is the number to call or text. Over the weekend, Joe Burrow became the next Heisman Trophy winner. Very emotional speech by Joe. Very well deserved. I have said on this show numerous times, I absolutely thought that he deserved to win. There were certain things that were said during his speech. I'm not going to play it. If you want to see, you can always go to ESPN.com or you can go to YouTube and check it out. It's about a 7-minute long speech, which is rather short. I actually thought it was going to be a little longer. But he got very emotional throughout the speech. True quarterback as he is, thanked his O-line first and foremost. Good for you, Joe. That's what you were supposed to do. It's good stuff. However, Joe Burrow's Heisman Trophy acceptance speech has inspired more than $150,000 in donations to a food pantry in his hometown of Ohio. Now, the effort started on Facebook on Sunday with nearly $156,000 pledged to the Athens County Food Pantry. Many donations have come from Louisiana, believe it or not. And throughout his speech, he said things like he wanted to thank the great state of Louisiana. He's an Ohio kid. He went to Ohio State, transferred to LSU, and didn't play until he got to LSU. Thank Coach, Ergeron and just, the whole LSU, all his teammates. Very, very emotional. But he had made a few comments about where he grew up, people around in the area that he grew up that didn't have a lot, that a lot of them were hungry and this and that, and never mentioned, hey, make a donation or anything like that. But apparently his emotions about talking about growing up in an area that really wasn't all that great prompted people to, I guess, donate money to this food bank in Ohio. So I mean, it's just unbelievable. Now, the average donation they said has been around $33, which is great. The money is for the Athens County Food Pantry, which serves 5,000 families in the country every year and about 9,000 meals every month. So, I mean, he cried during the speech. I guess one of the spokesperson out there said, I started this because, like everyone else from Athens, I cried during Joe's speech when he was crying and felt like there had to be a way to harness that. So, you know, it's great to see people do that behind a speech that, this kid just won one of the most prestigious awards in sports, and he decided to talk about his hometown, and it prompted people to help. And I think that's amazing. My hats off to Joe. I really wish that some way, somehow, that there was a way that the Pittsburgh Steelers could get a hold of this kid. He is a smart football player. The kid is well studied. He watches film. He game plans. He he really is what you want out of a young quarterback. This kid is going to go to a team that probably doesn't deserve him. Not saying that as a Steeler fan, just saying that as a pure football fan. He's going to go to a crappy team, but I wish this kid the best. Even if he goes to a team that I can't stand, I wish that kid all the luck in the world. I think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. He's got the heart of a lion, and he wears his emotions on his sleeve, which is always nice to see out of professional athletes, even though he's not a professional athlete yet, but he's well on his way. And I think the kid's he's going to be amazing. So, all right, coming up next, we're going to talk about somebody who I can't stand, who's jumped around the NFL and has been in more trouble due to substance abuse than probably any stinking person around. And I'm talking, of course, about Josh Gordon. Of course, Josh is in trouble. Again, we're going to talk about his woes as they are. Terrell Suggs finds a new home. I'll tell you where he landed. Our poll question of the day and reality check. All that coming up next right here on the Sports Guy Mike Show. 98.5, 95.7, and AM 1040 right here in beautiful Colorado Springs. You can also hit us up at 719-888-9985 and listen to us live online at sportsguymike.com. Keep it locked, y'all. Looking for a one-stop shop to unwind? At Sunspot, we're not just a tanning salon. From custom airbrush and VersaPro spray tans to slim capsule, red light collagen therapy, and a high
Colorado Springs.
Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show. Sports Guy Mike hanging out with you on a Monday Night Football tonight. Coming to you live from 98.5, 95.7 AM 1040 and online at sportsguymike.com. You can also check us out on facebook.com. Type in the Sports Guy Mike Show. Go over there and like us, as well as we're live on Facebook. We're also live on our YouTube page as well. Just type in the Sports Guy Mike Show at youtube.com and you'll find us as well. Okay, so Josh Gordon. Look, here's the thing. There are many players that have come and gone in the NFL that have had their own issues with marijuana, alcohol, painkillers, things of that nature. And for some reason, it seems like Josh Gordon has yet to find out what his problem is, or fix it for that matter. But the Seattle Seahawks wide receiver has been suspended indefinitely for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing substances and substance of abuse. Now, the league announced the suspension today, one day after Gordon appeared in his fifth game this season for the Seahawks. Now, this marks his sixth suspension since 2013. Sixth. This goes back to guys like Vontaze Perfect. Vontaze is another repeat offender, constant. His is obviously a little more egregious in the fact of hurting people, things of that nature. 15 times that moron has been suspended. This moron has been suspended 6 times since 2013. And the fifth for a form of substance abuse. This dude is 28 years old. He missed the entire 2015 season and 2016 season as a member of the Browns, as we all remember, and also was suspended last December for violating terms of his reinstatement, missing the final 3 games of the season with the Patriots. Now, the Seahawks are claiming that Gordon's last month, after he was waived by New England, they grabbed him up. He has 7 catches, 139 yards with Seattle, including a 58-yard reception against Carolina. Here's what I don't understand that the NFL does. At what point, like, do they say, okay, after you've been suspended 5 times, 3 times, 6 times, I don't know, and I'm not quite sure, and I'm not the guy to ask, but where do you draw the line before you say, you know what, maybe we don't need you here anymore? Maybe you should not be a part of the NFL because, again, this is a privilege, not something that you're owed. So it comes down to, should the NFL say, okay, enough Vontaze Perfect, enough Josh Gordon? Somewhere in the bylaws or somewhere, it's got to be written down. If you've been suspended X amount of times for this violation, there has to be a cap. Or these guys are going to continue to do what they do because there's going to always be a team that says, come play for us. Because we know the Patriots are famous for that. Josh Gordon played there. I'm not going to lie. I was very surprised that Seattle picked him up. Is this guy worth the trouble? I'm not sure that he is. His numbers are always good when he's playing. He's still a very young guy with a lot left in him. He shouldn't be on the NFL blotter, so to speak. Too many times, man. At some point, it's got to stop. What's up, Buckeye? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Look, 719-888-9985 is the number to text or call if you want to join the conversation. Feel free to do it. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe somebody else can make sense of this because I can't. It's very hard for me to understand how these guys continue to take a spot away from somebody else that's not going to violate league rules. Shouldn't it be like everything else in life? If you break a rule at work, you're going to get written up, right? How many times can you get written up before you get fired? Most places like what? 3? 2 or 3 times? The NFL, a multi-billion-dollar company. If you're Josh Gordon, you can screw up 5 or 6 times. It don't matter. However, I understand he is being suspended indefinitely. The rub is he's been suspended indefinitely before. What makes it any different? 719-888-9985. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. When is it enough? Paul thinks he just says, boot these bums. I agree, man. You got to get rid of these guys. Make room for people and players that are going to come in and they're going to abide by what they're supposed to be doing and not take advantage. Just saying. All right. On to other pressing information that I received. On the same day, the Kansas City Chiefs found out that defensive end Alex Okafor suffered a serious injury. The team claimed former Arizona Cardinal and Baltimore Raven Terrell Suggs off waivers. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Okafor tore a pectoral muscle during yesterday's game against the Denver Broncos. And let's see, Josina Anderson found out about this, and Okafor was injured while sacking Drew Lock. He immediately left the game and did not return. Now, Suggs could help fill this gap. Don't get me wrong. It's yes, he's been around a long time, but he will help fill that void. However, league sources had told Adam Schefter that Suggs would strongly consider not reporting to the claiming team if it was anyone other than the Baltimore Ravens. So sources told Anderson that Baltimore did not put a claim in on Suggs, believing it wouldn't make sense given the team is last in the waiver wire order. Now, Suggs, as we all know, is getting up there in age. He's actually 37, played 16 seasons in Baltimore and made 7 Pro Bowls. He is owed just over $350,000 for the final 2 weeks of the regular season, but sources indicated that Suggs doesn't care about that money and just wants to go back to Baltimore. The thing is, brother, they don't need you. Here's the thing. It's got to hurt just a smidge. It's got to hurt, man. When a team that you've played for or a company, let's put it in layman's term, a company is you work for 16 years says, we're going to go younger. Because that's exactly what they did. If Baltimore wanted you, Terrell, T-Sizzle, they would have found a way to pay you to make you happy to keep you there. There was no room for you, bro. Now, in his only season in Arizona, Suggs started 13 games in the Cardinals, had 5.5 sacks. So, not lighting the world on fire. So I guess the big question is now without Okafor, can the Chiefs fix that? Because to me, it sounds like Mr. Suggs doesn't want to have anything to do with Kansas City, although this is a team that you could hang your hat on as far as possibly getting a Super Bowl ring before you're on your way out of the NFL, my friend. It wasn't like you were going to do anything in Arizona. Young quarterback, new coach. They got a lot of work to do. You weren't even going to see the playoffs, and that might have been another couple years. I don't think Terrell Suggs has got another couple years in him. So I understand why it be, yes, I want to go back to where I started it all and finish it there. Here's the thing, Suggs. I know it's not about the money. Shut up and take the money. Go to Kansas City. Go through the playoffs. Make a run at the Super Bowl. If you win, hey, man, now you got 2 rings. Or, I don't know, was Terrell there for? No. So he would have 2 rings. 2 different teams. And then you do what guys like James Harrison, Joey Porter, just to name some Steelers. You just go back and you sign a day contract and you retire as a Raven. You don't necessarily have to go back to play because they obviously don't want you, bro. So just kind of take it for what it's worth, man. You know? Anyway, 719-888-9985 is the number to text. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, making us part of your day. Don't forget you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com. Type in the Sports Guy Mike Show. Check us out. We're on Facebook Live there, as well as youtube.com. Type in the Sports Guy Mike Show. Same drill. Check us out over there. We're also streaming live at sportsguymike.com, as well as right here on 98.5, 95.7, and AM 1040 in Colorado Springs. Okay. So when we come back, we'll go over this weekend's scores, some things that happened in the NFL on Sunday as far as game-wise, and then, of course, we have Monday Night Football, you know, for those of you that care about those kind of things. And I'm watching up here, so got Colts versus the Saints, but Adam Schefter's sitting on his dais here, and apparently the NFL is continuing this investigation, and it could be one of 2 things. This could be they're trying to figure out a better punishment than just a fine. Just had somebody text me, ask me, maybe are they taking their time because there's, you know, because this video now surfaced, and if you look at it, it looks like these guys are being facetious and dirty and cheating yet again. If they don't make an example of these Patriots, man, I'm telling you, the fans, the rest of the other 31 teams, people are going to start chiming in. And I don't think Roger, he's going to have issues. Make the right decision. But the NFL is still investigating. I just looked up and saw that. So who knows when that's going to get levied. But when we come back, some scores from the weekend, some interesting anecdotes, and of course, we'll give you our pick on the Colts Saints. Jacoby Brissett, Drew Brees. This is actually going to be a really good game, believe it or not. I know the Saints are 10-3. They're phenomenal at home. They're 5-2 in their own building. But the Colts are 6-7, and they got something to prove, man. They're trying to let everybody know, hey, we're still here. We haven't gone anywhere. So we'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Keep it locked right here on the Sports Guy Mike Show, 98.5, 95.7, AM 1040, and of course online at sportsguymike.com. Keep it locked, Joe.
K253AH, Colorado Springs.
Welcome back into the Sports Guy Mike Show. (719-888-9985) is the number to text. (98.5) 95.7 AM 1040 KCBR right here in beautiful Colorado Springs. But you can hear us worldwide. No, I'm just kidding. That was me making fun of somebody else. Anyway, 719-888-9985 is the number to call or text. You can check us out at SportsGuyMike.com. You can also check us out on Facebook as well as YouTube. Just type in the Sports Guy Mike Show and you can check us out. Okay, so some interesting wins. Of course, the Patriots beat the Bengals. Here's the thing, though. 34-13. The first quarter, mind you, it was 10-7 Bengals. And a lot of people were kind of freaking out. And when I say freaking out, trust me when I tell you, I not like that kind of freaking out, but like, okay, this could be a game. However, we're also talking about the Patriots here. So by the half, Patriots were only up by 3. And then, of course, they pulled away, scored 14 in the third, another touchdown in the fourth. That team, the Cincinnati Bengals, has issues. They really, really do. Now, look, I get it. The Patriots cheated. But why? And that's the other thing that makes this so bizarre. Why are you trying to get video on a team that's 1-12? Like, really? Or is this like normal practice for you guys? And you just do it with everybody. Doesn't matter what their record is. You know what I mean? Is this just something they do on a normal basis? It's something they do all the time. This ain't no big whoop. Just saying. Anyway, the game, like I said, started out rather interesting and then, of course, took a turn because the Patriots cheated. And no, I'm just kidding. And they're just that good. They really are. Bucks beat the Lions. Lions, a very desperate team at this point. Kind of had the only thing about this team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that concerns me is, are they going to keep Jameis Winston? His rookie contract is up, or his extension's up. The guy threw for 458 yards and 4 touchdowns yesterday. But yet this team struggles. It struggled last year. They struggled the year before. Granted, they are 7-7 right now, and they're making a push. But this is a team with weird identity issues. Jameis Winston is a good quarterback when he's put in the right position with the coach that says, hey, do this, this, and this. The minute that doesn't happen, or he wants to be his own quarterback and doesn't want to listen to his coaches, then he's the guy that throws for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. The kid's got talent. Not quite sure if he's going to stay, but after a performance like that and you beat the Lions 38-17, don't get me wrong. It's this is a 3-9 football team. You should go in and whoop them. But there's something going on with Jameis, and I'm not quite sure if this is the first step to him getting that contract with Tampa. I think they're going to keep him, but we'll see what happens. The Packers and the Bears, that was a really bizarre game also. 21-13. Of course, the Packers found a way to win this game. Here's what I'm going to tell you, though. I don't know if I know the Packers are 11-3, but I'm going to tell you this. Don't expect them to set the playoffs on fire. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to help you folks out. I don't want you to get disappointed when the Packers get into the playoffs and they lose in the first game. First quarterback ever to throw for over 452 games in a row. Look, I know Jameis he can do it, dude, but there's so much. Jameis Winston's like an onion, Paul. It just, you got to keep peeling. You got to keep peeling, my friend. Just saying. Okay, but back to the Packers. I just don't. I think that 11-3 is fool's gold. Don't let that 11-3 fool you, especially when it comes down to these last 2 weeks of the season when you're out there betting, folks. That's another thing. Be careful when you're messing with these Packers, especially when it comes to the spread. Texans beat the Titans 24-21. Very close game. The Titans didn't wake up to the second half of that game. Tannehill had a pretty decent day, 279 and 2 touchdowns. But Texans found a way. Texans are another team that I'm concerned about moving into the playoffs. Bill O'Brien is my biggest concern for that Houston Texans team. As much of a fan as I am of Bill O'Brien, especially when he was at Penn State, sometimes I think he puts this football team in bad situations that they have a hard time getting out of. Locally right here, the snow was falling in Kansas City, and the Chiefs took care of business. Patrick Mahomes went 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. And let me tell you, they look good. However, it was the Broncos. I know I hate to do it to them, but hey, a 5-8 football team going on the road to play one of their biggest, division rivals that, what can you say about Patrick Mahomes? This kid's amazing. 23-3. Bad game. Yesterday, Eli Manning showed up, 283 yards and 2 touchdowns, possibly his final home start in New York. They found a way to beat the Dolphins again. Not the biggest, feather in your cap, but the guy's been sitting out pretty much the whole season, and comes in and throws a couple touchdowns and helps the G-men to win 36-20 over the Miami Dolphins. The rumor is he's going to retire. There hasn't been a whole lot of whether or not he's going to or not. It's all just rumor right now. It's all just, as we used to say in the military, it's just scuttlebutt right now. But here's the thing. I think he probably will, because I think his brothers are getting and his dad are getting a little tired of waiting for him, because the big rumor, for some of you that may not know this, the big rumor is that, why did I just forget his name? But Peyton and Archie and his other brother, I can't believe I can't think of his name. But anyway, they're all waiting for Eli to retire, because the Manning family wants to buy an NFL franchise. Now, this rumor has been circulating for quite some time, and I don't think it's going away, because I still hear people with rumors about that. So I think Eli's done. I think him having a game like that, I think will be enough for him to walk away now. I'm not glad that Daniel Jones got hurt walking around in a boot, but I'm glad that he was able to have a finale in New York and kind of be able to do his thing. And, look, he's one of the most, he's more decorated than Phil Simms. It is what it is, right, Phil? 719-888-9985 is the number to text. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. Another very interesting game. I'm going to tell you, these Vikings, people better watch out. Minnesota put a whooping on San Diego. The LA Chargers. 39-10. Vikings are the truth, and I'm telling you, they're going to be a tough team to beat in the NFC. Speaking of the NFC, somebody, in my opinion, that doesn't deserve to be anywhere near any playoffs are the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care that they beat the Rams 44-21. The fact that you are 7-7 And there's one other team, 49ers, that are 11-3, that are sitting in the wild card spot because you are in a division that's got a bunch of weak teams in it. Hey, I said it. So what? I think, first of all, the Rams are just be done. They're not the same team they were last year. However, this Cowboys team, I've never seen a group of players that ride the roller coaster from start to finish. One week, you're lighting the world on fire. The week before, you guys look like Christian Blind School could have beat you. I just don't understand. 1 minute you're playing for a coach that you think is on his way out the door, and an owner that isn't sure if he's going to keep this coach. There's just so much disarray and so much confusion, it seems like, going on over there. But yet yesterday they found a way to win. Rams go to 8-6. Cowboys are now 7-7. Speaking of the 49ers, tough loss for them yesterday. They go to 11-3. Still in the hunt, of course. But they lost to the Falcons 29-22. And, of course, my Pittsburgh Steelers took quite the hit and lost to the Buffalo Bills 17-10. It was a very good game, hard-fought game the whole way. Not because I'm a Steeler fan, but I am going to tell you, this Pittsburgh Steeler football team is very, very resilient. And Mike Tomlin, in my opinion, should definitely win Coach of the Year. Nobody has been able to show the true meaning of next man up and live it and breathe it and practice it like Mike Tomlin. But it just wasn't enough yesterday. They came close. Devin Singletary from Buffalo, man. 87 yards, 21 carries. I know this doesn't sound a lot to the average Joe, but when you watch somebody this was probably the hardest 87 yards that this kid has ever pounded out on the gridiron in his life. I mean, just constant running downhill. They gave him the ball. I mean, he's pretty impressive. This rookie that Buffalo has managed to pick up. And I could see this kid doing big things for them, especially moving forward. Won't be there at the end. Okay. I don't know what that means, Paul. So those two games, again, I spoke to my buddy David Laguercio, and I'm telling you right now, he's a big 49ers fan. It's not that I don't believe in the 49ers, but I've told him, and I'll tell you, and I tell everybody else, the end of the year, this is where it gets tough. This is where it gets tough to do your picks, to place those bets, to watch your team lose to a team, one, that's either not going to make the playoffs, or two, has no business being in the playoffs. Last 4 weeks of the season are the toughest weeks in the NFL. For the teams, for the bettors, for Vegas, it's tough. It's the time where that cliche phrase, any given Sunday, couldn't be more true. Any given Sunday. A team that has one or two losses could come in and beat a team with 8 or 9 wins. Quick like and in a hurry. 35 years of watching professional football. I'm telling you right now, it's happened. I've seen it. And it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to happen like that. So be careful. All right. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. And of course, I'll give you my pick for tonight's Monday Night Football matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. So stick around. We'll be right back. I'll give you my picks, and we'll give you one last story. Keep it up. We'll be right back.
9853 AH Colorado Springs.
Welcome back in to the Sports Guy Mike Show. Sports Guy Mike hanging out with you, 98.5, 95.7, AM 1040 here in beautiful Colorado Springs, KCBR. Online at sportsguymike.com. Oh, man, what a day. Shoveled snow, all that great stuff that you look forward to here in Colorado. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, tonight, Monday Night Football, Indianapolis Colts come into the Superdome to play the New Orleans Saints. 10-3, 5-2 at home. Colts are 6-7. Need this to stay in the hunt. 2-4 on the road. Not looking good. Matchup predictor 72%. New Orleans 27%. Indy. So let me give you my take and my pick real quick. You got the spread is 9 in favor of the Saints. This is a tough one. However, you can take the points because I think it'll be a double-digit win. Take the money line on the Saints. You're good to go. The over-under is 48. Monday Night Football, here's the problem. Drew Brees tends to be roller coaster guy. He could have a big night on a Monday night, or he could have a mediocre night. This Colts defense is okay. I don't know. That 48 is tough. That over-under is tough. So take the spread, take the money line, both Saints. Over-under 48. That's tough, man. These Monday night games have been over 48, 49 points. So let's go with the over. This is a big game. Colts are going to be pulling out every offensive weapon they have and every trick in the book. So over under, go ahead and take the over 48 and you'll be good to go. Remember, you heard it here. Sports Guy Mike Show. NBA basketball, my pick of the night. Actually, I'll give you 2 picks tonight in the NBA. You got the Wizards, you got the Pistons. Pistons are at home. They're 11-15, struggling right now. The Wizards are even worse shape. Bradley Beal can't do it by himself, but give me the Pistons. They're favored by 2.5. Derrick Rose, man, his return, right? This is his year. No, I'm just kidding. Take the Pistons. My other game tonight. Oh, this one's tough. You got the Rockets and Spurs. That's going to be a pretty good game. Houston by 10. Definitely take Houston. But I think the other game of the night is definitely going to be, as bad as this may sound, the Bulls and the Thunder. Both teams struggling a little bit. Chris Paul, Zach LaVine. Nice little matchup here between these two. Should be interesting. OKC by 5.5. OKC's been struggling, though. Give me the Bulls coming into Chesapeake Energy, and they're going to beat and upset the Thunder tonight. Take the Bulls. There you have it. All right. Let's see. Do we have time for one last story? Nope, we don't. We got to go. We got to get out of here. Sports Guy Mike Show. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. And as I say around here all the time, don't sweat small stuff. Right here. See ya.